Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Gary Scouts and Pirates of the Caribbean film series. Simon Angels here as captain of Simon Angels here. Today's day is the night is Friday, February 27, 2025 a day. Last 4 weeks ago, it's hard to say Majorga is here and also the whereabouts to the London, which is about the Nintendo DS videos. That was like 11 years ago when Jesse and his dad went on to the London. As far as I know about the videotaping here is like, oh, my dad is just brought my fucking Nintendo DS game. That was Jesse's dad. He just pounded his foot on Nintendo DS game. So I basically, it was so much as it being soon as possible. And when we're saying we walk there as soon as possible, Buckingham and that was a whole time, the whole cities in London. So those people saying, oh, Jesse Majorga is here. We have it here in this program, and those by Persocadad pounds Nintendo DS. It's just about the British and English, Scottish and Irish and Welsh as far as I can. Whenever you need that, so as far as like about United Kingdom. So he's been a Jesse's passports and his dad. He notices make a lot of money. That was like millions of views for Jesse. 11 years from 2015 for almost 12 years ago. When I did basically, I usually for this of the whereabouts of a couple of times, and I was so much to appreciate it any times due to the rent every month. So probably the breaking news today since about the question about my mom, and she went to the doctor's appointment about her stroke and her heart problems. If I notice since her medicines that takes, and my dad told me says he wasn't my fault and it's not your fault too. So you didn't do anything to your mom. It's not your fault. You're a good percent, just like a good cleaning up. Just like you're following direction from the advanced program with the work crews, job size to the Washington Track Depart, and from 10 years in the resolution for 5 months. In this case, my friend for the co-workers is between Brendan Miller, Alicia Williams, Jennifer Hugo, Sierra Graham, Emma Sarton, Alan Shaler, Brandon Mulligan, Andrew Lindstrom, Richard Archer, and my friend for a long time is between us two from Meeker Elementary Schools. I follow him for the Ferrucci Junior High Schools and Emerald Ridge High Schools. He works in the Walmart for South Hill Village, and he moves to the Post Falls, Idaho. He works in a different Walmart and the cart pushers on for the Cards Associates. So, and my longtime friend, Jerry Cooper, he came from a Ziegler Elementary Schools. So I followed him since the 8th and 9th grade for Ferrucci Junior High Schools. And when I see him for about special track meet and every summers on May 20th, it was from May 27th I do so. I seen Jerry, he was a sophomore in years. He works on a class with American Sign Language with Mrs. Welch for the first time since he was a sophomore from September 2010. I seen Jerry for about 11th to 12th grades due to the juniors and senior years, and advanced programs has 1 year for 9 months, whereas Mr. Gleason has the community jobs. His job size, he says they remembered you for about in time for the 12 years, which is to the Passover back to the 16 years. That case, as far as the big situation in times of the controllable than ones, it meant to the great healthy and great times in the controls as long as it's possible. And I usually advanced teachers is Mr. Haynes, Mrs. Graves, Mr. Gleason, Mr. Anderson, Carl John, Mr. Jeffers, Ms. Caudill, Mr. Starr, Mrs. Rogers, and Ms. Badelion. It's just like junior highs and high schools, college and university, just like professors, and just like directly from Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince and the Deathly Hallows Part 1 and 2. I do like Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stones, the Chamber of Secrets, and the Prisoners of Azkaban, and the Goblet of Fire, and the Order of the Phoenix, and the Half-Blood Prince, and the Deathly Hallows Part 1 and 2. I usually have the year 7, just like one of those of Mrs. Graves like teachers. I do like Miss Tomaszek, Mrs. Reed, Mrs. Stenson, Mrs. Layton, Miss Loudigan, Mrs. Dillon, Mrs. Tarver, Mrs. McClure indirectly, or just might be temporarily. And maybe Mrs. Cool is a nice teacher. She's a special para-educator teacher. Mrs. Daniels, Miss Rodall, Miss Fitzpatrick, Mrs. Osborne. She is a coach of the cross country of the boys and girls with Mr. Osborne, who's been passed away from 5 years ago. Her friends and family, and basically those things are the time situation under control, and that one's we're looking for when they look to you, when they look to the programs, and all times, as far as you know as concerns, it could be about except for when I get along. So in this case, that's what I work and that's what I clean here. It's between us to Tuesdays to Thursdays in the order of directors of the work crew of Calendula Farms and boxes to do for the high schools and the fire stations. I was following directions for Mr. Anderson's with the work crew. He's the Puyallup Vikings for the football and packed the gym basketballs. And that's where Brenda Miller's came from, Puyallup High Schools, and Alan Shaler's from Rogers. I came from Emerald Ridge High Schools and on time, so I just like Emerald Ridge in the time for my friends and boys and girls. I like first time for the track and field for the 3 months. It's between us to work into the studies 95 days. That includes 3 plus times and 3 plus that equals 98 days for track and field. I just love Maddie Davis Tholen, Jordan Todd Lakey, and Ryan Knowlton, Kelsey Treat Knowlton, Ted DeSilva, Michaela Godea DeSilva, Blaine Gundamain, and Tyson Centers, Jason Young, he's a nice big guy, Christopher Rock Castles, Shreya Kren, Landon Jones, Marcus Harris, my cool guy, they're homies, his brother Jeremy Harris, Rebecca Andersons, Hannah Dennis, Andre Cherry, Rebecca Moyers, Elizabeth Gibson, Sydney Fensky, honor to Katarina Marshall, Mary Walters, Jalen Harrison, Jalen Robinsons. That's a nice cool guy from 14 years. I like Jalen. He's a cool guy. All my friends can do with the others for the ERHS from Glacier Views, Callis, and here in Fuji at all times. they're usually gonna have to resolve problems with the resolution and restorations. Restore as much as you can. It's between you or your family and friends, even most of the talk to the relatives and the neighbors. Just you need to know respect to the relatives and neighbors. All I'm saying, I respect to the neighbors and stores and restaurants whenever I do so, and Puyallup School District teachers and elementaries, junior highs and high schools teachers and the students, as much as we learn we can. Kindergartens to 12th graders and the past 12 years and 9 months. Of course I do so as far as anyone I know for about in time as possibilities. Just only about the 12 years and 9 months within the kindergartens and 12th grades. If I knew that so, I do believe so as far as and I do already not. I already not so. So, yet, it's already do so. Just for once in a time, or just like it says, we already do so. Which is about the whole time with responsibilities, with the found privileges, even large privileges, we'll lose in the face of consequences for 2 weeks and 15 days. Just like one of those on the school's harassments on the elementaries, junior highs, or high schools, this is called harassment situations. That's gonna be like in timelines for about the next years for about 2011, 2012 school years. In the first case, it's been 14 years. Through all this time, it could be at a job experience, work experience, and which is about American Sign Language. Level 7 very hard. Ceramics is about level 6 hard with Ms. Mallion. And Marine Resources is this very medium, it's very normal and medium level 5. I like Mr. Hibbs, the Marine Resources. They're a good guy. He's a good teacher. Just the same once at the same time. Whenever you do, some reason the possibilities between us two, between me and the friend over there down here. So, in time is possible. It's usually for what we could. We do understand what to you to saying, you know, it's as far as the responsible. As far as like on 100%, you're a good percent. So my mom got a stroke and her heart and her shoulders. She was gonna able to be okay. So I know, like it says, it wasn't my fault. Like he says, it's not your fault. Just like my dad says, it's not your fault. You're doing a great job for the cleaner this day. We earned you for about $360 rewards. That's the case as far as the whereabouts. It's between bathrooms and bedrooms, and Mondays, Wednesdays, or Friday. Following directors of Washington Tract Parks from the advanced programs orders. Work crew for Caladula Farm, and high school stuffs of fire stations and junior high schools. Just about the ones in the time for each. It's all I'm saying that I do so. I like Nick. He was on the manager for the Washington Tractor. I believe so. I do like 4 hours working, 30-minute breaks. I believe so. I like Mr. Haynes, Miss Caudill, and Mrs. Graves, and Miss Bassetti, and Miss Badalion. Yeah, just like teachers and professors in the class. We're just like tributes to Harry Potter. Let's all do so. So, I believe we're done for about quotation the news for now. So, I believe wanted to continue with that once. I usually they have about talk about McJuggerNuggets here for London and 11 years with Psycho Dad. So Jesse is also he was leaving for his Ridgway's house. The separation is between Teresa Ridgway and Big Brother Jeffrey, and he resides in the New Jersey International Airport. He resides the whole time. He chose to do with his camera to bring in his international airports, his international planes, and his London, welcoming back to the London, England for the Buckingham, and they also being around for the venture on the journey here around the circles. Jesse was unable to charge it. It's kind of like to be washing machine. He usually says that's the wash machines. He can't even charge it. That was like he can inspires like a bio for about Chargers thing. They also can be help it as soon as possible, but Psycho Dad and he usually is gonna freak out and say he almost fall down over while he's turning his lights up. He is kind of like about a little bit laughing, just whispering this like said. I know this is said. This is hard as to decisions for, but it's McJuggerNuggets that do so. It could be about the tribulations, just like Psycho series and this YouTube channels, and I just noticed that we notifications is like we doing so, and we which wanted to do that about the social media and I like it be done as well, but he just sort of is like we don't forget to subscribe to more contents, Instagrams and Facebooks and YouTubes and Reddits and Defiant Hearts as far as you do. So we don't do it in Romania as far as you can. That could be inappropriate. It could be inappropriate in the internet. And those besides want to choose ones. So be on guard, be on choose. That's a lot of educations between us two the whole time with it experiencing with working continues within them about advance everything every very hard the mythical and legendary hard. So I also said honor to Katarina Marshall is a good friend. I follow her in time with Ferrucci and Emma Ridge. She was heading to the UW for 3 years and 9 months. She's been graduated in a time a whole her futures with her friends or her family in a time of those every ladies that do so. I noticed Hannah Dennis just moved to the belly cam. She was also didn't like it about read this one and say no we can't do that, no we can't do that. Also we can permanently, it says we can't do that to him. That's illegal and permanently. Right. It also says, right, we could do that, say, I just waive her for about May 2012. I just waive her with Jake Munger, so they're a good guy, so they have a good friends anytime. They're as soon as possible. I like Jake Munger, so he's a friend from Glacierville. He was from junior high schools from crossing the street for the Emerald Ridge. So I like Hannah. I just follow her for the. She was following me for the Ridgecrest Elementary School Raiders. Ferrucci and Emerald Ridge, I just follow her. She goes on running starts at Pierce College for 1 year for 9 months. So I wait for her. She came back for the belt in 2 or 3 months. That was it in time as possible. Is to conclude it for yourself after Futurists with Hannah's graduation for days with Jake's pictures. I just like one of those for Risa, her sister Hillary, indirectly, all this time for could be an experience. She was moving for home for the Bellingham for about in time for the 20 years. If I believe so, Hannah Dennis will love it anytime as possible. It's between us two. Pininda, and that was a connection with the Facebook on social media in time. That's a good friend, so it's also a good. Alright guys. Thank you so much for the coming in, guys, for respectively for reasons. I just missed on the videos anytime like 9 years ago with it in the directors of the Jugga Nuggets. So I just watched reaction on Psycho Dad's Pound's Nintendo DS games. That was like 4 weeks ago. It is also the fun moments, so probably like the views. Alright guys, don't forget to hit and subscribe to my contests, X, former Twitter, Instagrams, Facebooks, and DeviantArts, the Reddits, and Pinterest as far as you can on YouTube channels. We wanted to watch reactions and about Jugga Nuggets, Psycho Dads for every time of the years. We do plans for the yours for the greed. It looks like it feels agreed that was like in time for about some things we could. It does make sense. Alright. Alright guys. You're able to see Hannah Dennis. She lives in the Bellingham, Washington, all the way up there to the right, which is across it there through to the Seattle's as much as you can from Mount Vernon. When the Hannah's here, she lives all the way up. She lives all the way down to the right for Bellingham as far as she could do so. Even including Jake Mungers, Aria Moreau, and there used to be Rebecca Moyers and Andre Cherry. She lives here, and all my friends went on to the 16 years with volleyball-a-thon. I like guys and girls as far as I can, so I like staying to hang out for about 7 a.m. and 7 p.m. and 7 a.m. with Aubriana and Dakota and all the guys and Brian Afaro and Elizabeth Gisson. She is a very good person. She's a cross country, soccer players, and track and field. Even the water polo too, and captain of the cross country of Amber Ridge. Alright guys, we love you guys, my friends. Make up to restorations when the remasters. Make up the restoration of epilogue. Feel free to watch. Don't forget, keep it rich, mateys. Good night.